Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So this is the next episode of the Spectating series. You know what's so exciting? This is the last Spectating series episode for this ranked, because we're going into a new ranked amount of changes. I mean, these changes are going to be astronomical in terms of what they're doing, for better or for worse. Well, so let's do this last Spectating series. Let's see how people are playing. Let's see if they're going to be good lobbies or bad lobbies. We'll find out, honestly. Usually people play like absolute psychopaths towards the end of the splits because they're rushing for RP. You know, the lobby's out very early. It's a nightmare. There's cheaters. And who's excited for the new rank split? Let me know in the comments down below. Or I wouldn't even say split because the splits are being removed. Who is excited for the new ranked season in Season 17 with all the changes? Because we say so long to the horrible rank split. All this stuff, all the horrible rank stuff from before is going to be gone. It was so good. It was so wonderful. Nah, all trolls aside, honestly, it's been a whole lot of fun. The Spectating series has been an absolute blast. I've enjoyed it. I've had a good time. And I'm really eager to see how things change up. That's why I'm so excited. That's kind of why I'm like full of energy with all this, is that it's new. And we're coming into some new stuff. Remember the goal of the series. I try not to grief too many games. I know a lot of people at the end here are, you know, trying to win to get RP. I don't think that they're trying to win this. I mean, look how many teams are here. Oh, wow, they're all landing over there. So what we're going to do is we're trying to land isolated over here, grab some loot, and go fourth party, essentially. Look at that. That's crazy. How many people were landing on top of each other over there? What is going on? All right, let's go get involved. What's the rule? Whenever you drop, get loot fast and go fight. One over on the left that's already been hit, so I'm going to push the guy on the left. Unless I get pushed. I might actually be throwing, guys. I'm going to be honest here. Why are you hitting the beacon when your teammates are all fighting? What is going on over here? Are people being smart? Or what is going on here? Alright, I want to finish crypto. My man, rush in and hit the beacon when your team is fighting. That's crazy. If I was you, I'd be upset. I know it's crazy. I'm dropping the extended mag for a flatline, but I really love the flatline. Know your guns, know what you're confident using and what you're not confident using, you know? Not a bad spray. We can definitely move in on that. What's the rule? Always try to move forward unless the intention is not to move forward. Then don't move over on the fight, right? I don't really have a whole lot of ammo, which is not amazing here. We'd like to work our way in if that's their intention. Pay attention to your teammates. Make sure you're not griefing. Did a good amount of damage there. Got a hold. I don't have any close range because I already dropped my other gun. At this point, I mean, I just need my teammates to do something. Otherwise, I'm not getting anywhere whatsoever. Now, speaking of which, what I'm going to segue here real quick is really something exciting. What the heck? Who stands there like that? What is going on over here? What I'm going to segue to, and I promise you're not going to miss any of the action, is I'm going to be doing some more coaching, but it's going to be paired with a masterclass. And I'm going to explain that all here in more detail. I don't know what these guys are doing, so I'm going to cut to that real quick. And I'm really excited to share it. It's a new idea, whether for better or for worse. So let's cut to that. Hey everyone, this is Dazs from the future doing a jump cut. I'm hosting here on the channel a masterclass where we get a lobby of 60 individuals. I cast and we break down as a whole group how to push teams, rotate, loot, and handle your fights. So a masterclass on really how to improve on Apex Legends. Now this class is cheap. I'm charging $3 an hour, so a total of $3 for 3.5 hours. So I guess even better than that. So why am I charging? Well, I thought of the cheapest possible option. And so people take the class seriously, so they actually sign up, so they're kind of committed to it. Because if one person doesn't take the class seriously, then the lobby doesn't really succeed. If I choose you, you can also sign up for coaching on top of the master class for $17, which is a $20 deal for 4 hours with me. I'll make sure you get something out of this class and leave it up permanently on YouTube. So I hope you sign up. I hired some staff to help. I'm not going to be making much from this, but I hope this format works. We can try and hire more staff, improve upon the idea. This is going to be a first real master take at this. I've yet to see anybody really do this level of idea or coaching, and I really hope it turns into something bigger. So links in the description down below. This is limited seating, limited coaching. It'll be a first come, first serve sign up, so don't miss out. I'm going to advertise this more on the channel next week and talk more about it, but if you're watching the series, trust me, you're getting it's a really exciting opportunity, so be sure to check it out. Link in the description down below, and let's segue back to the episode. Okay, we're back. So I jump cut as well to showcase that I didn't have much aim. I was going to try to finish him and kick him, but then I died. My teammates are still alive, which is really solid. Get to comment what they're doing. I did as much damage as I could. Listen, I knocked a few people. I've done my share. I should have backed out. I shouldn't have pushed in. I was going to try to punch him with the last bullet. That Bloodhound is really, really low. There it is. Look at that. I know we've done our shares, so this is really good. If they res me and, you know, we start rotating, then we are good to go. The Caustic is the only one that's remaining on this team. So pretty solid. You know, this is also why Catalyst, people always ask me the question why Catalyst is so strong. Those doors and reblocking doors is so powerful. Looks like they're there, full team. It's gonna be a little rough. Good wall, though. At least got me some cover. My teammates know what they're doing. You know what I'll find is that towards the end of the season, more people know what they're doing and they're playing because they really want to rank up, you know? Good cover for me. I'm running to my box that has absolutely nothing on it, so I'm gonna have to loot that Bloodhound. Hopefully I get something. If I get something, I can fight. I don't need very much. Oh my gosh. When I said nothing, I wasn't really kidding when I said nothing. Yep. So I got 6 bullets. Amazing. I think we should run. I have nothing. I got no ammo on my Mastiff and none on the flatline. See if they listen. There we go. Thank you. Nice. All it takes is a little bit of a push for your teammates and letting them know you got nothing. Wow, I did 766 damage. That's crazy. That's crazy off drop. We're popping off, guys. Not bad. I mean, the biggest thing is knowing when to back out. When everyone is always asking in the series, when do you know when to back out? We don't have resources. When your teammates aren't in, when I call it like a holding pattern, when nobody's really doing anything, they're just poking, but for the sake of it, and nobody's capitalizing on damage, you see no momentum. At that point, it's time to back out. You know, there's going to be a million teams going to third party. What I find happening on Stormpoint is that the fights are a lot more isolated, unless everyone hot drops in a specific spot. So the first zone is closing. It kind of surprised me we're not down to 12 squads right now. A lot of people are generally insane and just keep pushing everything, but in today's episode everyone's a little bit more moderate, like a little more respectful. It's kind of interesting to see. Teammates are not bad. Everyone's kind of playing to a certain skill level, which is kind of cool to see. I'm gonna get rid of this. Maybe I can at least find some. There we go, that works. And then I can grab the another 2x. Hey, look, we'll kill the Caustic. Let's go. I'm kill leader. Awesome. So the whole point of the series is that I do a lot of talking, I do a lot of explaining how the lobbies are. I make mistakes, I share my mistakes, I play well, I share why I play well. Not everyone is perfect. Please understand when you're playing ranked, nobody plays perfectly. It's your job to try to mitigate and play your role. So whenever I say play your role, if you're going to play anchor, whether you're going to play entry frag, or you're going to play support, all those roles, I explained in multiple videos recently, and I made my promise that I was going to do so. And you have to really play to your strengths in the role and try to be your best within it. So if you're going to anchor, make sure not to fall too far behind as an anchor, and make sure to back up your teammate and play support as well. If you're going to play entry fragger, please play entry fragger. Actually go in and fight, you know? If you don't, then a role is missing. Then you end up having, like what you just saw earlier, Watson pretty much breaching in because the other teammates aren't pushing. Your Bangalore should be smoking, so pushing in. My teammates aren't bad. They're actually doing really, really good. It's just, I'm just trying to point out that if you have somebody else trying to fill the role, it's because you're not filling the role to what it needs to be. So then you're underperforming, right? So try to identify if you feel like you're underperforming. And you don't need 2 entry fraggers. You don't need 2 people on anchor. You don't need 2 people on off angles, because if you're playing 2 people on off angle, what are they going to do? Well, they're going to push the person on off angle, right? And then somebody has to play entry fragger. You see where I'm getting with this? Play to your role. Pay attention to what your teammates are doing. I know I need to heal, but I need to keep up as well. The biggest thing, like, so the Bangalore is supposed to be entry fragger. Technically, we have 2 anchors and support, so essentially what I'll start doing is probably playing more off angles, so then I'm at a different area, so we're just not both peeking from the same side, right? Even though we're not necessarily in classes that can do that, I'm definitely going to grab that and not waste my syringes. Lobby's playing out pretty interesting. You know what's very interesting as well? Pay attention to who's kill leader and how the lobby's dying. If you notice that a kill leader only has like 3 kills and it stays that way to the end of the lobby, you know that everyone hasn't necessarily been fighting. Try to use information that you can dissect from the round, even whether you're spectating or not, or what's going on, to utilize as tips for how you need to rotate and how you need to play, right? Also very big important information. If you notice that a teammate is too far ahead, don't get upset. Try to keep up with them. That's why you saw me waiting to heal. And then let's say if I got shot at, I expect my teammates to cover for me. You know, just because they are making a mistake or pulling too far ahead doesn't mean you are liable for your mistake. Digest the situation. Just because you got to a situation, work it back. Think like, let's say 3 minutes before, and understand why you got to that spot. Are we actually going to do this? Wow, that's crazy. All right, I'm done. I need ammo. These things aren't bad to do. We got 2 minutes remaining. I'm going to turn this down so it's not as loud. So I have to clear my throat. Biggest thing, make sure you have water. Make sure you eat before you rank. Ranking takes a lot more brain power than most people realize. So be kind to yourself. Drink the waters and make sure you eat. I I definitely needed all this, honestly. The beauty also here is that you level up your armors. One thing that I'll notice that teams do is when they have bad armors, I assume that they're bad. Why do I assume that? Because they're not fighting. And if a team isn't fighting and they're running around, you know, not doing very much, then it's like when a Wraith queues away. You assume that they're not confident or they're bad kind of thing, you know? You're not trying to be mean, you're just trying to digest the situation. If some team runs at you with 2 whites and a blue, you know that team hasn't done anything the whole round. Leveling up your armor also showcases a bit of confidence, so doing these kind of things isn't necessarily a waste of time. It could be definitely a benefit to showcase, hey, we're ready to fight, and that we're actually something to trifle with, essentially, you know? Thank you. Grab that, switch to that, boom, 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 we're done. Alrighty. Extra bin, another backpack. I already have, well, actually I'll take that. Sorry. Alright, I have way too many cells. If I had a sentinel, it would be ideal. And there's no grenades, so I'll stick with this. It's excessive, but it's fine. Inventory management's important, but don't obsess about it. Most people comment down below as well. Daz, you missed so-and-so. Daz, you can't believe you missed this ball. Listen, your goal is to just keep up with the team and go where you need to go. If you can't beat somebody because you are missing a stock, you should... This sounds mean, but I'm gonna be very honest. You should reevaluate how you're playing the game. If that stock is make and break for you, bro, that's crazy. Trust me, a lot of you guys don't need it as much as you think. Just because you miss one item, it's better to stay with your squad. The team play is the most important aspect of Apex Legends. Even when you're playing with randoms, you got to be respectful to your teammates. If you show them a little respect, they'll give you all the respect back in the world. Trust me, it goes a little goes a long way. Because what we're doing here is, like, we're not necessarily having crazy comms or anything, but you can tell, like, how the flow of a fight's supposed to go. I don't know why I freaked out about a dinosaur, you know? I don't know. But nonetheless, you just got to pay attention to those things. Those are very, very important. So most people comment down below, but Daz, you're not spectating lobby. Man, it feels like it at this point. I'm just here for the ride and just here for the enjoyment. And we could talk about the flow of the lobby. Look, 10 teams remaining. What is this? I want somebody to comment. What does this mean based on 10 teams remaining? What should you be doing? There's 2 things you could do in this scenario. What do you think you should be doing? I'm going to give you 3 different options, and 2 of them are correct. Hold the most ideal spot to win the fight. I don't have enough batteries. You know what I might do? I'm going to grab that gold, actually. I'm going to drop my gold and give them the batteries. Better for resources. I'm gonna drop my batteries. I'm gonna grab the gold here. 2 bats. Better resource distribution is very important. I can work with cells. I'm perfectly fine with that. Okay, so back to the question. Go to zone, play edge, or just do nothing. Now, that's pretty obvious. I mean, you could do 2 things. We can hold height, which is already up there, or we can play our edge and wait for a team to rotate onto us, but secure and occupy space. That's the most important thing, is that you're occupying space in that... Oh, and they might get actually pushed. Okay, that's bad. We might be able to push that. They're in it. This might be a dumb push, by the way, guys. I'm gonna be honest, okay? I'm gonna wait for my teammates. Screw it, I'm going. This is probably dumb, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be very, very honest with you guys. I'm gonna put a gen here so I can back up someplace. This is also a dumb push. The reason why I'm giving up height. Alright, I'm gonna hop up a cell before I go up. So why am I doing things and calling them out? Because they're dumb? Because most people want to do these things. What the heck? It pays off sometimes, but you got to be very aware of how you're pushing and what you're doing. So we need to go back on height. There's probably a guy up here. He might be here already. You see how we're cutting angles and being very patient for the most part? And looking for information on where the remaining team is located. I created myself a little fallback. If it was really bad, I would have like fenced like this. So I had like an angle, you know what I mean? Little choke point, so then if I got pushed, I have like a second to heal right around the corner while they shot those fences. That's a good way to do it. Caustic, put barrels there. If you're playing offensively, maybe smoke yourself out as you back out. All those things are really, really helpful in those scenarios. I'm ping that for them. Grab the digi threat because digis are awesome. I'm gonna grab that mag, and somebody's gonna mention, but Daz, you're missing this other item. No, we're perfectly fine. I'm dropping the bats for them. All right, we're chilling. I'm gonna kick out at least one of these because I don't want to have to. Oh, this is ours. I'm dumb. Okay. Got a zip line towards us. We're chilling, we're vibing. We have height. We need to rotate to zone. There's a team here, so we need to get into zone. We need to go on this part over here. We got to go now. The reason why I'm calling that is none of us are paying attention. We have to move. If we don't, we're going to get caught out. And this zone is very much out in the open, so we need to move. So I'm going to keep pinging for my teammates to move. I'm going to ping that there's an enemy team located over here, so they know, and I'm going to keep moving. And I'm going to keep pinging. I'm going to ping this way where they're at, and I'm going to keep moving. And trust me, they'll move. They'll know, like, oh, shoot, there's a guy over there. We might just need to fight this team over here. The other team is on the far left. This is very interesting. This is actually not playing out too bad. They're not shooting at us. I don't think they're confident. So that's another thing. Are they shooting at you securing space? If you're not shooting and securing space, it's a sign of weakness. Yeah, see they got blue armors? It means they haven't fought a whole lot. Flash, that's a lot of damage. Hit one for cracked one, I hit the other one for about 120. What the heck? Excuse me? Okay. That's interesting. I love being shot from across the map. Okay, so we're gonna have to rotate like on the far right over here, which is kind of bad. But I'm more inclined to fight this team that has blue armors that's trying to run away and do some weird stuff. Like I have to get this angle over here really, really quickly before I die. Did it die? Oh, they're running. Wow. Yeah, give us a space. That's crazy. Who plays like this? Okay, okay. Where's your teammate? I saw another person. I know you're not by yourself, unless it was 2 solos. Oh, you know, I'm gonna grab the 3x instead, because I'm a psychopath. Alright, let's move in. Occupy space, secure it. So now we can secure here. I know there was a guy on the right. I don't know what happened to him. Let's secure, showcase presence. I need to shoot this guy so then they're not inclined to come out in the open here. Be very confident at any range, whether you miss your shots or not. Put pressure. Now, if you miss too many of your shots, it's a what the heck, excuse me? Nah, I forgot about the team on the far left. Bro, you guys are like 6 years away. What are you doing? Okay, spray was amazing. Immaculate. Perfect. Brilliant spray. At least I cracked him. Wow, what are you peeking with like low damage? What are you doing? Alright, well that's on me. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Sometimes you land spray, sometimes you don't. You saw earlier, I was like, wow, on point, and then sometimes you're just missing. Maybe we should have stuck with the 2x. I'm kind of down to push that. We need to work our way in. We can't cross the open, we have to use the bridge, so we're going to use the bridge to cross. And we got to occupy space. Good ult from the bang, at least that can secure us in space. This is not a bad spot to be in because it's in zone. I'm going to try to take the height here instead. They can clearly see them there. I don't have a note there, excuse me. Okay, this might be a dumb push right here from this angle. Nice, selling. Topping off, holding. We're good. I think that Bloodhound overextended on his own. This other guy might land on me. No, he went, what the heck? Oh, that's a Mirage. Okay, they're just UAVing. We're good, we're chilling. Alright, now we gotta occupy a space up here. I have way too many cells, which is perfectly fine. I'm out damaging a charge rifle. Very nice, kind of, until I got cracked. For spectating, this isn't bad for watching what our teammates are doing. Now we just gotta hold here. I'm gonna put some fences preemptively here, so we got a little bit of a fallback. Team over here, somebody stemmed in front. They're jump padding. Focus on the jump pad. Good beam. He's almost dead. Wow, of course I beam people when they're flying in the air better. Crazy. There should be one more person here. I'm gonna move up a little bit to occupy this space. I'm gonna take the jump pad so they can't rescue their teammate or get away. And we're gonna gate these guys. This is a 3v2 scenario. We should win this. I gotta be careful not to overextend too much. I'm trying to hold. Almost cracked one. Nice. I'm gonna peek a little bit. I'm gonna sell now. So how can you tell if you're over peeking or not? So if you're over peeking, it's usually when they're both staring at you and you have to back up. Notice that I kept shooting, but because they gave us a space for it. Okay, I'm moving forward. I'm gonna climb up on this rock and just engage. I got a digi, so I'm confident. Back out for a second, reposition, climb up. Oh, she running. She running like that. That's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. And now we're chilling. We actually might win this. That's insane. 9 kills? What the heck, guys? Can we get a like for what's going on here? We got some good teammates. This isn't bad. We chilling, guys. We chilling. All right, we need the last 2 teams to kind of push. We need to occupy space and have some cover. So the next thing to do is probably either hold this rock, which is what I'm kind of inclined to do, and not overextend right away, because we lack information. See, that's kind of why I wanted to pull back. So I'm going to put the gen right here. I'm going to kick her around the corner. Shoot. We just need to crack one, but I need to wait. Okay, let's try here. Might be a little tight because they can shoot through there. Yeah, I know. Ah, crap. Go for 93. Climb behind this. Now the overextending. Sometimes you can't get too aggro or too excited, which is why we're in this current situation and predicament. But nonetheless, I mean, we're here. We're making it work. I'm gonna grab the banner. That's unfortunate. It's sad. Notice how that person died. They're right out in the open, but it's not. It's fine. We can still get this. This isn't my bad. It's not a big deal. Keep in mind, no reason to heal your teammates, guys. No reason. Don't be crazy. Don't be crazy. No, you know. Show a little respect. Be patient. Be nice. Be courteous. We're all human here. I'm overextending a little bit, but I got my gen, so I'm confident with peeking, which is why I keep peeking on it. I'm gonna grab if this person had heavy. Did they have a Moby? I didn't even check. I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna grab the heaters, and then yeah, grab the. I actually need the heavy. I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna grab the. At this point, I'm gonna grab the red because there's sufficient batteries. Gotta wait for zone. We're in zone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start occupying space with fences. So when we talk about the anchor roll and support, this is pretty much what you're doing. You're just occupying space and making sure other teams respect your area. We're good here. We're chilling. Just hold presence and showcase it. If we sat here scared and we didn't like fence anything, then of course, you know, team, what are they gonna do? They're gonna run up. I'm over peeking a little bit. Oh, that's a good spray, but there's another guy on the far left. So I'm on my peripheral. I don't want to throw my game per se, just for a kill. Let's see if I can peek this real quick. Actually, I'm gonna take that out. Sorry, buddy. Oh, what the heck? Excuse me? Wow, good bamboozle, dude. Kudos to you. He was on. It looked like he was looting. All right, we're gonna have to move in a little bit. So ideally, we want to hold the roof or hold this spot right here. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start fencing that. Hopefully not above. I don't know. Let's back up. Only a few teams. What the heck? Who threw that? I gotta back up and heal again. When do you use bats versus cells? Great question, everybody. So when you use bats versus cell, in this scenario, I'm slowing it down because I don't have a rush to heal. I will save the bats when I'm in a rush to heal. I'm not in a rush at this moment. Okay. Across the way over there, I'm gonna grab more bats so the healing is faster. We'll hold roof together. One more. They're probably gonna climb up now. Why can't I drop that? That's insane. Hello? Thank you. You shot the pylon? Okay, good deal. No shot you landed on that? That's crazy, dude. Wow, GG's. Good game. Wow, it came in. We really mopped it up. I was kind of expecting to do more spectating, but listen, we had a lot of tips there. They ran into my fences. You see how when you're playing defensively, putting up fences anywhere or really, people get really overwhelmed by end zone for some reason. The biggest thing is just keep calm, breathe. When you get frustrated, that's the point where you need to breathe, ladies and gentlemen. That's the point where you need to go get some water, chill out, relax. It's not that big of a deal. And just focus up. You know how to do this. We know how to do this. You know what I mean? All right, the next round we're going to die and watch and we're going to spectate. Because that's what the series is all about. But I mean, also for tips. I mean, that was a really solid round. I'm not going to lie. I record this live so you can see what really happens in real time, whether or not we clutch out or not. I mean, sometimes we're hot, sometimes we're not. You know, I mean, I've been putting a lot of work in. I mean, I hit Masters to split again. And it was at a low percentage. I still have a lot of areas to improve. There's a lot of mistakes that I'm still making, you know? I mean, in general, I could have been climbed up by 3 different people. I didn't know how many teams were remaining, you know? But sometimes putting your confidence out there and just kind of slapping it on the table, if you will, really showcases like, hey, I know what I'm doing and this is what I'm trying to achieve, right? And other people will showcase that respect in the lobby, surprisingly, if you're occupying that space. Or putting it forward. Most people, what they do is they cower in a building. They're afraid to shoot. You have ammo for a reason. Don't be afraid to run out of it. Call for your teammates if you need ammo. If you have a Loba, then you got a Loba ult. If you kill somebody, swap guns. You know, it's good to have your personal preference for a loadout, but I can't stress enough that you just need to be confident with everything. Let's say I ran out of flatline ammo and there was nothing but an R301 and I have 500 light. I'm going to switch to R301. I'm not going to obsess about, I have ammo I can't shoot. You need to switch to a different gun. Everyone always asks which one is better. I always say the one that gives you more resources. What do you have distribution-wise? Why did I switch to the red armor? Because I had multiple bats. If I had no batteries, I stick with the gold. Think about your resource management and the team play as a whole. Just because you have 10 batteries doesn't mean that your teammate does, and maybe you should start sharing, because sharing is caring, right? We'll land here. It might be hot. We get eliminated, it's all good. That last round, I actually got knocked. I know, I got revived. That's crazy. That's a crazy round. That's awesome. See, you never know. Don't rage quit either. Just because, you're down and out doesn't mean it's over. Why are people not landing here? There's nobody even barometer either. Okay, there's one team. Okay, got it. Let's go. I was about to say, do I not know how people land anymore? I was like, it's not my fault. It's the kid's problem. Yeah, the kids are wrong, not me. All right, at least there's a team here. I'm gonna stick with the triple take in the car. The car's been treating me really well as of late. Hold on. Okay, I'm good now. Oh my god, there's one guy inside. Excuse me, sir! Are we talking about your extended car warranty? I can't believe I didn't kill him. I got shot in the back. Okay, that's my bad. 1, I overextended when I heard the guy on the left. I should have backed out. 2, my teammates aren't nearby, so I should have been aware of that too. So that's me playing like a big dum-dum. But there was a lot of damage. How did that guy not get eliminated? I talked about the extended car warranty. 85, 84. My god, they were like 1 HP. More like 10, but still. Maybe I didn't push the warranty hard enough. Maybe I didn't harass them enough on the phone. I don't know. That's a good nade. No, maybe not. I thought it landed right on him. Okay, you got a crack. Nice. Taking an off angle. I like it. You got this. You win these. I've never seen you lose them. Oh no, Leatherman. If only he was Cloth Man. All right, let's take a look at. Is it rhetorical? It's over. I'm crying, I'm screaming, but we get to spectate, so it's all good. Ah! Why am I spectating this team? I got killed by the other team. That's crazy. Okay, well, nonetheless, it's all good. That team was better at like isolating me out in the center. I heard the audio on the left. Oddly, this game has audio sometimes. Crazy. Is that you heard the guy in the center and the left. I heard the bends. I should have jumped on him sooner once I heard he was on the bends, or I should have backed out to my teammate. So, because I made the assumption my teammates were holding my cross. Never make the assumption. They're supposed to play the roles, but if they don't play the roles, never make the assumption, because otherwise I would say that's my fault. That's why I took blame for it, It's always better if you take blame for your mistakes and then try to assess what you could have done better, because then you might be a better team player based on the situation, My accuracy could have been better maybe if I actually landed more of the car at the start, and I'm surprised that he didn't die. Like I said, we just didn't approach the extended car warranty appropriately. Maybe we should have told him that if he doesn't, his car blows up. I don't know. Got to be a little more extreme sometimes. But nonetheless, here we are. We're spectating. So what is this team doing? Well, this team is just gathering resources because did they win a fight here? No, they're just chilling. So the downside of this, if you spend too much time looting and crafting, the downside is you don't get KP for the end zone, which is interesting for the next rank split, is that you want to get in the top 10 at least. So let's talk about that. You're going to see a lot of teams playing slower in the new split. I think the guy's on roller based on that movement. Or it has the lowest sensitivity speed I've ever seen. But nonetheless, the new season, as long as you're in 10th place and above, you're going to be chilling. You're going to be doing good. So just because this is a spectating series with the old rank split doesn't mean there's not good information here. It means that when people dogpile in a lobby, perhaps you should be smarter about the dogpile and work your way and duck and weave within a fight. So what do I mean when I say duck and weave? I mean, you get in, do a little damage, get your knock back out and reset. You don't just keep going and overextend. You heal up and gather the resources and information that you need so then you can kind of clutch out. That's the most important thing that I can't stress enough for you and your team to really succeed. Now, if you notice your team is looting too slow, incentivize them, occupy space further, get a crack. If you cannot get a crack at distance, then practice. So then you get, like, I promise you, people get really excited when you start getting damage done and start cracking, whether they're good or bad. I can't tell you how many times I've seen my team like, oh my god, they're doing damage. Holy crap, I gotta push. And it gets people really excited. And so you do that damage. If you can't do that damage in range, practice it, because it'll, even if you're playing with randoms, it'll really incentivize them to push. or even stay in the fight because they're seeing stuff is done. Or like, oh man, this guy's going to carry me, and so they're more incentivized to stay. If you're shooting at a distance and not doing anything, then your teammates aren't going to gather any confidence, right? I mean, I sure as heck wouldn't. I wouldn't necessarily instill confidence on the hesitation here by walking out in the open either, but it's a tactic. So good on getting height. This is very positive. Gathering height is always a key. Got to put more pressure. Don't be afraid to shoot. Just keep shooting. Whenever you see somebody, like right now, just take shots. Screw it. You might hit him. You might hit him there too, you know? It's not perfect. Keep that in mind. But the downside is that because you're not putting pressure, shoot, 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 just shoot. You're fine. Oh my God, just shoot him. Shoot him on the left. Just faster. You know, so just keep going. That's the incentive. Just keep shooting, whether you miss or not, because it puts pressure. And they got the res. Nice. So that was a good ult. I just wish that they would shoot more. It's okay if you miss. As you start, there's the balance you got to find between speed versus accuracy, right? Granted, this person's pretty much going for as much accuracy as possible, but you got to remember, if you're not shooting, then they don't feel any presence or pressure. And if there's no presence or pressure, most of the time they'll push back. Honestly, I'm surprised they let them get that res for free. You'd be surprised what you can hit. You're a lot better. Everybody who's watching this video right now, you're much better than you give yourself credit for. But the issue is that most people have this ego complex. Well, I don't want to miss. I don't want to play bad. And everyone plays bad. Everyone misses shots. The whole point is to miss shots. How do you land more shots? You miss shots. You miss every shot you don't take. So take your shot. Anybody out there trying to get a date, take your shot and go say hello. And then if you get denied, then you know that it wasn't meant to be. There you go. Relationship advice in Apex Legends for you. Leave a like and comment if you found that. Just don't be afraid of rejection, and within reason. Like, don't be a weirdo, right? If they say no, they say no. Then you know that, hey, at least you don't have to waste your like months and years of a life, right? Same thing with Apex. Get out there and shoot your shots, because you never know. Shoot, shoot. There you go. Better. It's like they can't even hear me, but it's nice to just see shots taken, and at least you know what you need to work on, right? It's okay. This is one of the hardest pushes in the game right here. They have height. There's a zip rail. They got the crack, so move forward. That's great. It's good damage. Do not use the Q to go up. You want to find opposite zip rails and communicate, trying to get up from a different angle. But this is a very hard angle to push from, because they can essentially look at you from multiple angles and they have height like that, and they can isolate you out. That was a good knock. I don't really know why they're obsessing about knocking that person. What if the other person dropped down after them? I'm not really sure. It's fine to secure knocks. Be smart first before you just start blasting. I think they're going for a flank, but he's leaving his teammate down below. Game sense and self-awareness is so important. You saw how both the Horizon and I did the same thing. We weren't aware where our teammates were within reason, and so therefore we lost a fight. At the start, I made the same mistake on a different level, right? Happens. Oh, you win these, you win this. I've never seen you lose. I've never seen you lose. Slow. Just, there you go. One more. Smack him with it. Hit him over the head. Pop your cell. That's fine. GG's. There's a few things that could have happened there. Run at him, or slow down and sell. I like to think things in the extreme instead of playing the in between. The in between there gave the Octane the power, because now they could peek from their angle. If you ran at the Octane and started punching like a psychopath, then you're at close range, and still you're the one putting the pressure, right? The other downside is if you, I guess it's not downside. The other side of it is if you immediately see him run, you pop a cell because you have gold, then you get the advantage, right? Because they notice you're healing. And then you got the upper hand. You have the power play. Is this another team? They got 3 kills. It's not bad. Listen, there's nothing bad with getting some KP and then waiting. Now, 10th place, if this was the old rank system, or sorry, the new rank system, then the plus side here is that you would be going positive. You need to go to zone. They're really far outside of zone. Their ideal spot is to, I mean, they could go to the ICU or IMC, whatever the heck it's called here. This is a tough spot to play in because it has height here. You can play the God spot here with all the rocks. It's amazing to play. Or you can play the edge of zone right here and wait to see what's going to be available. I guarantee this is going to pull more here, so I'd be incentivized to play here. Mostly God spot would be really the only thing, because I assume it's going to pull on this side of the map. The reason why is more of the geometry is pulling this way. It could pull this way, like right here in the open. Very much unlikely, but it is possible. I would say this has a higher percentage than this percentage here. Sometimes it's a 50-50 draw on where it goes, but you can make an informed decision based on the map and what you see. But yeah, this spot based on the zone is like game winning here, even though it's going to pull in this way. But you want to be like somewhere on top of the hill here. Being down here, hunkering down this building, you're going to get blasted. This is a hard angle to come through. rotating into the water isn't bad if you're playing zone, I guess, but still it's very hard when it pulls up this way. You're going to have an uphill battle. Here's a rough choke point, and then here's just like, it's not going to end there. I'd be amazed if it ends there. I would donate everybody in chat $20 who comments. If I have over 300 comments, I'm going to die. So I don't think I'll get that many comments. Challenge me. Let's see if we can. I doubt it, but listen, it's crazier stuff has happened, right? I just noticed the name is Eren Yeager. Isn't that from Attack on Titan? It's interesting. They got a Kraber. All right, you're wasting a Kraber shot on a flyer. So there is a reason to shoot the flyers. It levels up your armor. But shooting a Kraber, the Krabers are so loud. Unless you want teams to run at you, which isn't a bad thing to happen in this scenario. But you should not be wasting Kraber shots on flyers. Repeat it with me, chat. I will not waste my shots on flyers. Yeah, use like your regular ammo. Just don't use a Kraber. That's crazy. Unless you're trying to flex on the opponents that you have a Kraber. Then I guess go for it. This team is it seems very insecure in what they want to do. They're just kind of chilling. I mean, they're playing zone, edge, waiting for the zone for information. I think that's fine. Maybe let's give them the benefit of the doubt, right? I always like to give people benefit of the doubt. I always assume I'm the problem, right? Don't shoot it again. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. Thank you. So what you need to focus on this team is waiting for zone, but they need to occupy space quickly. Also, those balloons go away soon. What is that? You see that? It's like part of it's like in and out. Oh no, it's giving her a headache. So once they know where zone is, they would have to rush to it though. There's only 7 squads, so there's not a reason not to fight. There it is. There's a res outside of zone. Looks like that's over there. This is the downside of Storm Point, especially when teams eliminate each other early. Wow, you're really going for it. Now, the downside of doing this, because they're rezzing right here, is if there's a team here, or team here, which you can kind of assume is mostly on this side of the map, right? You'll see where it pulls. Interesting. Wow, that's a good play then. Awesome. That's very lucky. But even then, it might be a hard rotation in, and they're already looking. So they're doing exactly what I kind of thought they would. You would have to cross out in the open. Get this knock. You got this. Breathe and take your shot. Do it. Okay, don't take your shot. It's fine. That was it. Honestly, I think he could have landed that. And there they are. Everyone dogpiles in based on the first bit of damage. You got this. Win. You win. You gotta root for who you're spectating. I'm betting on black. That's I think that's like a Cino term, right? Bet on red, bet on black. Okay, now they're rotating. Which, I mean, this is a tight spot. I think they should focus a team on this edge. These teams are kind of caught out. I would worry a little bit about overextending, but you got to put some pressure before they run up on you, right? Showcase a little pressure. I would say I'd be down to fight this and isolate them and kind of sandwich them in. So if what I mean when I say sandwich, okay, that works. The problem is that this other team is now going to sandwich them. So they're in the center of it, right? They're the meat, the cheese, the lettuce, and the tomato, right? This other team can also focus fire them. You want to make sure that where you're putting pressure is a good amount of pressure. Now, the only thing they can do, see, this is what happens. You get stuck in a building and there's nonstop grenades and the other team is also walking up. So if you decide to run that way, then you're going to get pressure. So what do you do in the scenario? Port somewhere. Oh, they're pushing. Oh, man, that's rough. Hopefully the other guy's got the cross. Don't throw the nade. Don't throw the nade. Oh, no. You're giving away your positioning there. They're just going to breach, and this is what makes it really hard. This is why occupying space is so important. Otherwise, you're just going to get picked on. Granted, the other team is probably going to roll up here in a second, too. Trade out, trade out. The other guy's going to walk in. Okay, he's not walking in. This is also what I call playing very scared and very passive. Whenever one person does a lot of damage, nobody wide swings or tries to make a play, and so it's just constant Okay, so there was a split decision here. One team was leaving, one guy was overextending, and then the other guy didn't really know who to follow, which is hard. What do you do in that scenario? You're just gonna have to choose one essentially. They might be able to get the res. Try to get the res as fast as possible too. It's like choosing between mommy and daddy. This is so difficult. It's so hard. I would go for the res. Oh no, gosh, they're so split. That sucks. It happens. It happens. It's happened to me and happens to everybody. Remember how I told you the other team? The other team actually is providing good amount of cover for now. Oh, they chased him. Wait, no, that's a teammate, right? Oh no, I just felt like there was so much abandonment happening. I need to go to therapy for this. There's so much abandonment going on. One guy overextended and pushed. They were leaving each other, abandoning each other. There's You don't need communication, just a little bit of paying attention on what's going on. And if you do communicate, just say, hey, reporting, don't go in. Or, hey, I cracked him, light swing him. It goes a really long way. But if you're not calming, it's perfectly fine. Just be very, very self-aware of what your teammates are doing. Because right now, this is just, it starts to become like TDM. The rezzing inside. He's getting shot from the back. They're going to get eliminated. There's no way that they win this. Now he's just right out in the open. Everyone's going to look at him. Boom. That's all good. And now, remember how I said this other team is just going to put pressure? Which is what they were doing. They're just nitpicking at them while the other team was nading them. This team at God's spot is in a great spot. Remember how I said this was a really good spot? The reason why is you have height. You can see most of the map. You have ways to fall back. So it's a pretty decent spot. You have the team on height right here. And you have this team in here. God's spot has to move into this spot. This team has to move in here. These two teams are more likely to fight. The other two teams need to wait to see what's going to happen. So most likely this is going to be like the sandwich right here. This team needs to occupy at least this building and put pressure to scare them. You don't want them to just kind of start fanning out, right? You don't want them to have space. But most people play a little bit too passive in that regard where they're just afraid to have the space, to take the shots. Like right now, you put the low ball, what do you need to do? Showcase presence. They know that the low ball went out, so start blasting people, start shooting and putting pressure. Even if you're landing like 20 or 40 damage, it means they have to sell, right? They have to pop at least one heal. And that's really key here. It's just to get them to, okay, I need to pop a cell, or I'm not looking for a second, right? If you don't have the loadout to do that, then you need to find a loadout that can be both close range and long range. So Dazs, what would you recommend? I don't know, longbow and a SMG of some type, an AR and an SMG, you know? Can you control the recoil of a flatline or R301 Nemesis at range? Rock it. Do it. Now, when they hold this building, they shouldn't do what the other team did. They should hold out the outside of the building and keep putting pressure on the other building. But they got to watch out for this team up here. So they can hold like the outside there. They can hold, you know, various angles. Because this other team, they should fight. And this is where it becomes like ALGS, right? And just keep putting pressure on them. Because the other team above should... I see them like the peripheral right there. You can see them just a little bit. We'll start to put pressure and find confidence. I'm trying to see who's got the best angle here. It drives me up the wall when people... There you go. Nice. 10 out of 10. Would spray again. But the thing is, you can't have everyone peeking the same side. You know, have somebody on the outside, have one person inside. So that's when we talk about roles. The anchor is supposed to be within the building or on top of the building. The floater or IGL or entry is supposed to be around this end, and the support and off angle are supposed to find an off angle, right? Everyone's supposed to play a role because everyone holding a different angle puts different pressure and makes everyone nervous because then they feel like they have less angles to peek from, right? There's the other team pushing forward. This is a good off angle. This is good. There's just too many people inside the building. It just showcases that you're a little scared, which is okay. Also means like maybe like you have two defensive legends. It's okay too, right? So the team's a concern. They're knocking. So there's two things they could do. They can come in and try to clean this up and hold on roof and peek, or they can start putting pressure on the team on the left and fighting them. So that fight is already done, meaning now they need to wait for the new moment to happen. So now they need to hold this spot because they're in game-winning spot. So why is it game-winning spot? Because the zone is pulling towards them on top of them. Now the downside of having game-winning spot is that this other team could hold here and the other team could hold here. This could turn into like, I mean, if they play, both teams play really respectfully, this could end where everyone has to jump out in the center right here. If they play very passive. So it's interesting to see how the lobbies of people are really hungry for RP, but people don't. Oh, they picked up the same armor. People do not want to lose right now because, you know, they're trying to get as high of rank as possible to get their badges and stuff. This is where more stuff is on the line. Luckily, we haven't run into any cheaters, which is also a positive. I was a little worried that we'd see a cheater. I don't think I've seen a cheater in spectating. Have we? Comment down below if we have. I'm not really sure. I think this is going to end where these guys are in the building stuck, and then these guys are going to be refused to push. In this team, and then it's just going to turn into an all-out brawl. So what do you do in this scenario is that you wait until end zone and you use cover such as the wall here, the geometry on the far left is another possibility, but you wait until zone to put pressures to create an opening. This normally happens at the highest level. This doesn't normally happen in plat, but people are sweating really hard. So if you're watching the spectating series and you're expecting tips towards the end here, assume that everyone's sweating like crazy. It's definitely interesting to see. People are taking it very serious. Some of people's ranks, plat, mostly plat and diamond badges that I see. They're gonna have to work their way in there very, very far. They're kind of spread out, mostly occupying space, is from what I see. That the other fighting. What this team has to do is just wait at this point. They can win. As long as they don't run out in the open. Either team, I mean, I think it's just going to wait it out, essentially, here. Because you can't push the building because this team will third. You can't run out in the open here because that team will shoot. That team can't push here because then they'll get sandwiched. And the other team can't push on the open or else they're going to see them there. This is the downside of waiting. Remember, one of my biggest tips in videos is that if you wait too long, a decision will be forced for you. Now they're forcing the decision to wait and let the zone do the work, which is not a bad spot to be in if that you're okay with that decision. But they could have pushed this sooner, maybe secured a little bit here. And then you just end up a scenario where you're just kind of struggling a little bit, but it's okay. Because now it becomes what I call random number generation, RNG. Whether you have the best zone or not. Now another rule I have, do not get cracked as the zone is closing, or at least like 10 seconds before. 10 seconds before, you should no longer be peeking. And I want everybody in the comment section to ask why. Why? Because you gotta be sure you got a bat, and so whenever you're running out in the open, you're not healing, you're actually shooting. Like you see right now, that fuse got cracked, and this person took a lot of damage. Now they're gonna be busy healing while the zone is closing, when you should be putting pressure once the zone closes. Now is when you should be focusing and putting pressure. Because what if the other team decided to full send you or something? You're busy healing, right? You don't want to be healing. They could have stayed in that building a little longer. This is not a bad spot, but now they're in the sandwich, right? Remember the sandwich that I was talking about? Everyone's going to start focusing you. So what can you do in this scenario? Putting down Watson Gen is really key. Putting, bang ult to put pressure on another team. Focus fire, whatever you're trying to shoot. Right now they got a decent focus fire here. Watch your angles. Hold the geometry till the very last minute. The good ults are knocks by the fuse. Horizon Q is not a very good idea towards the end zone because you're just an open person pretty much to hit. The goal is to heal, and of course if you get knocked, there's most likely not time to res. Now their knockdowns are here. They're essentially ooh, good stick. They're a good defensive measure here. He needs to focus that guy. Get him, get him, get him. Did he stick him or not? I'm surprised. I could have sworn he stuck him. And now we're in the last two fights here. It's pretty close though. Oh, I got the swap. It still died. And the last one is there. This team wins. Garrett's team has won. Well, that wraps up the last. This is the last of the spectating series on the old rank system. In the new season, we're going to be doing more spectating series to see how it plays out. I'm very curious. Most teams, remember, the new season, fight for 10th place at least. That's the goal, okay? Do not dogpile too early or else you'll lose KP. Fight for placement, fight for zone. Make sure that you level up your armors, do some damage at range, put some pressure, showcase presence, occupy space, and I promise you'll be better for it. Oh my god, the guy was 1 HP! Oh no, that's crazy. I just realized that based on the damage. Well guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys all in the new season of Apex Legends 17. And don't forget to sign up for the masterclass. I know I got an explanation of what it is. I'm excited to host that. Be sure to sign up. To get the free coaching, you have to sign up for the... Not free coaching. For the cheap coaching, you have to sign up for the masterclass. They get paired together. You can't isolate one out and say, I want to do that. You have to sign up for both. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys all in the next episode. Bye, everybody.